Hello my lovelies and welcome back. Going to spend a little bit of time this morning on our wraparound. So this is going to be our slow stitch wraparound to go around our assortment of presents, gift ideas. We've already made 3, I think it's 3. So there's another couple of ideas to come and they'll make a lovely little stack, gift stack, and then wrap this around slow stitching. So I thought that'd be lovely. Right, okay, so I thought we needed a bit of sparkle. So I've been and got my fancy threads out. So this is Steph Francis here in the UK. And this is called Sparkle Viscose Ribbon. Now, these are usually for couching. Or you can get them through, you can sew them, should I say, through thinner fabrics like I'm going to do now. We've done it once before, I think, but to be able to do it you really need, this is my bookbinding needle. So you need a needle this large. The other rule of thumb is don't have too much length cut because you'll waste it, because this sort of stuff, when it's going through through the fibres several times, starts wearing thin and getting tatty. And so don't have to, this is probably a little bit too long really, but better to cut shorter lengths. So I thought we'd do a few French knots along here, give it a bit of jazz. So we'll pull the needle up through the fabric like that. I'm only going to do 1 twist, I think. Or shall I try 2? We'll try 2. Might be too much. So it just takes a little bit more manoeuvring because you've got your large needle. Go back down near to where you came up and push your needle through. Now it does take a little bit of negotiating, but just, you know, have patience and it'll be okay. Now look, don't they look stunning? I just love them. So it's worth it, but there's no way you can do it with smaller needles. The other thing is, as I've said before, struggling to get through, just give your needle a twiddle around in circles and that just loosens the fibres. So twiddle, twiddle, and then pull through. Now the thing with this as well is sometimes just let it go to untangle itself. This is really pretty. It's got like reds and greens, golds. Really pretty. So we'll do 1 wrap, 2 wraps, and we will hold the cotton taut in our left hand. Put the cotton near where you came up and slowly and surely take it through. Now it's got to get through, perhaps it needs to be a bit looser so it can get through. Sometimes it's, you know, some people say, oh, it's not worth messing, but I think it's worth it, but you've just got to, they're a bit more fiddly. So it's where you wrap it round sometimes. We don't want it too tight. Back down. Hold on to your spare thread until you're nearly through. There we have it. I love it. Okay. So I'm just going to, I tried to get through some of the thicker layers. It was just too much for it. So, but that's fine. I think it goes with this background. This upholstery fabric. So near where you came up, hold your thread so you don't get your knot disappearing or coming unknotted. And there you have it. So really 2. Now purists only ever do 2 winds. If you want something thicker, you do this. You go up in your thickness of threads. The number, if you're using a counted thread, then, you know, you put more. If you're using 6 strand, cotton. Put more threads in if you want a bigger knot, thicker look, or something like this. Obviously this is all sparkly spangly. It'd be great, this is a Strictly Come Dancing sort of thread, isn't it? So it catches your eye when they're twirling about. So that's 4. I'm going to do 5. I think I might do 5 on each side. There we go. Just let that find its centre again and unravel. This isn't doing too bad. It holds up. The threads are usually pretty robust from Steph Francis. It's not doing too bad. It's not getting too raggedy because you're not putting too much through because, you know, your knot's on top. But some of the other stitches you probably find it's a touch, gets raggedy quicker. There we are. So I'm just going to thread that back through so it looks neat on the other side. There we go. Now, I'll find my scissors. That's that. So we'll do, see if we can get 5 on this side. You could do however many you want, but it's just that, you know, 5, the odd numbers seem to work with design better. But there's no set rules. And I think I might get 3 on this side. So 2 wraps, hold on to your thread. So I hope you're all doing well. Hope you managed to catch my video yesterday, which was finishing off the roundy thingies. So if you've been watching that and you were waiting for me to get my new needles for my sewing machine, then I completed that little project yesterday. Did a tutorial on your free motion machine, free motion stitching, or some people call it fast flow here on YouTube. So I'm going to check that out. That's all the correct tips and tricks that I was taught when I went to do City and Guild's machine embroidery. So hopefully it will be very useful for you. Right, I am just going to do a last one here, and it'll be a touch difficult because we've got this big needle and I haven't got much thread left, but I don't want to cut any more, really. Just need, and as I say, if you have trouble with your hands and your wrists like me, if you have severe arthritis, you need to have some protection on your wrists. I keep getting stabbed with that needle. That's that. Right, okay. I'm just going to tie this off. Can you see it's got a bit raggedy at the end, so don't matter now because we've finished. Okay, so that's that. Right, I want to quickly show you a bit of couching. Stitches I've done before, but right, I'll cut that off later. Now, what I'm going to do here for couching is I've got this on the machine, sewn on the machine. So I make things like this. or I put things in that I'm going to use for couching like that, to make some edgings. So you can use these for your edgings, and I think we've used them on journals before, but you can also use them for couching on projects. Okay, and again, couching is a fabulous stitch. You can fix anything on really with couching. This is done with some chenille wool. So let me know if you want me to do a quick tutorial on making these on the machine as well. But what I thought, I was going to use this particular one, and we're going to couch it on here. Now then, I had thought I would put it about here. So you can couch straight lines, you can do all sorts. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make a circular piece. Just takes a little bit of fiddling to start with. Let me use that pin from there. The starting bit is the hardest, generally speaking, if you're doing a circle. So I'm just going to lock that in for a minute, okay? And then I'm going to wind this round. So really it's just a matter of winding it round the existing threads, the existing fabric, like so, as if we're doing a, I was going to say cartwheel then, but you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean, but yeah, I can't think what I want to say, what I want to word it. I'm going to take that out again, and that piece there, and I'm going to carefully try and lock it down. I'm not sure I'll be able to do it with this. So if it's tricky, take it off again, and we can do it as we sew. Okay, so let's put that there and that there, just to hold it in place there, look, first. And we'll couch that first bit, and then we'll couch as we wrap, because sometimes that is an easier way than trying to wrap it all at once. Let me just have a slurp of tea. Now, what I thought I was going to use, I want some variegated, let's see what I've got in my specials. Oh, that might be nice. I do need to change my needle, but see, there's some more of this. I haven't wrapped it round anything yet. I haven't undone this one. So this is a 60/3 linen from Steph Francis, but look at the beautiful colours on that. I think that will go really nicely. So I'll keep that because I need to remind myself what it is. And as I say, it's generally easier if you do then wind them on onto your cards. Now, they usually do a little bow extra round theirs. I'm hoping this is it. There we go. All right. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to just take a little bit of this off. I'm going to actually hang it so it doesn't get tangled up, I'm going to hang it over me. That's better. Hang it over my tripod. Who would have thought, that you can untangle your wool on a tripod? Okay. Right, I am just, hopefully that will be enough. So I need, this is far too big now, I'll put that away before I stab myself. So this is the big bookbinding needle. I'll get another needle here. I had originally thought that I would use some thicker thread, but I've changed my mind. So I'm going to double that up because it is very fine linen. Often linen does come, look, you see the little knot that they tie it off with still there, so we'll get rid of that. They often tie theirs off with a little, like I say, a little bow, so you can just unwrap it and cut the knot off. Okay then, so let's start couching. Now we've done this before, I've got other videos. There we go. I don't know if this has got, it's not very sharp, this needle. Okay, so basically you go either side. To lock it in place, just do a few stitches to lock it in place. Now, ideally when you're doing couching, you don't need to, you shouldn't anchor through the thing that you're couching. You should be able to pull it and it come through all the stitches you've put over it. But you know, this is going to be something, we're not going to wash it, we're not going to, we need it to stay in place. So for that purpose then, I tend to then anchor it through the end, stab it right through the thing you're using. Okay, so you know, it's up to you which way round you work. You can work clockwise, anti-clockwise. To me it depends where I start. So because I've started over here, I'm going anti-clockwise. Doesn't really matter. And it's a matter of couching your piece down over the top. And you can space it out exactly how you want it. You know, you can put the stitches close together or further apart. That's entirely up to you. So we're just going to wrap around this first section and then I'll show you what I mean about adding the rest of this coil in. Trying hard not to stab myself. I think we could take that one out for the minute. And I think because this is a variegated thread, it's a lovely one to use. Okay. So there we are. I'm not chatting because I'm concentrating for you. So I'm just wound another little piece on there. And I'm actually going to catch that like that. It's like making, I don't know, bread twists. If people make their own bread and they go roundy roundy and make bread twists, that's what it reminds me of. Okay then, so we then carry on. And carry on round. Now here is where we've got the round. Now you can either go the whole way over, which makes really large stitches, or you can go through the middle of the bit you've just wrapped round, which I'm going to do here with this. Be careful not to stab yourself, preferably. Again, just get me, I think this needle wants sharpening. It's not very sharp for going through all these layers. Well, let's do it this way and into the middle. That's it. Sometimes it takes a bit of fiddling with to get you in the right place. So again, this way, and we'll go across into the middle. So the reason why I'm doing this cotton, the variegated, because the stitches that you put round your coil make up part of the actual overall finished design. So it's nice to have a decent, decent thread for doing it. Okay, so this is our next coil round, and it's just a matter of just fiddling with your piece. Now you could just use a big piece of cotton, a scrap of old fabric, and twist it round. I'm just doing this as something a little different to show you. You can make these beforehand for making your pinwheels. Right, I'm going to just get some more cotton. Do you know what? I think this is a tapestry needle. That's why it's a bit blunt. It's supposed to be. Yeah. Let me swap it. That's better. Right. Let me get a bit more thread. You won't be able to see this because it's hanging on the tripod, but there we go. That's it. That's really useful. Usually it gets in the way and get fed up with it, but that's been really that's been really useful, having that hook up there. Okay, it's coming on nicely, isn't it? So as I say, yes, let me know if you want me to show you how to do the wrapped over ribbon edgings. I don't quite know what I make all these things, and they end up called roundy thingies and wrap thingamajiggies, never quite know what to call some of these things. Okay, you can get some really lovely effects with couching. It's a stitch I think's underused. I think a lot of people seem to be a bit, a bit frightened of it, of threads you can't put through your needle. But if you can't put through your needle and you like it, then couch it. That's the answer. Still put it in your work, but couch it on. And you'd be surprised what things you can end up with. We've done couching before, so I'll try and link other couching video in the cards for you. Now we've come to a bit where this is at the edge, and so we can't carry on going round very easily. So you could put, say, one more on, and it goes, actually that gives it a bit of a neater look, doesn't it? So we'll do that. You could cut it off there if you wanted to and end it, but we've got a bit of a scrappy edge, haven't we? So I think we will take another coil round the edge like so. So the thing with this is that you will have to just catch it on the end and into the back of your fabric. Can you see that? So that you're not, you know, you've got to have something to anchor it to. So we'll go up in the middle and we'll go the very tip and catch it onto the back. So you've still got that decorative edge, but it's not hanging in thin air without being secure. Okay, does that make sense? So up through the middle of that, down through the very edge of your pinwheel, and then you need to just hook it through to the back of your fabric until we get to a position where we're back round the corner again. Okay, through the middle, back round and through the back. Yeah. And that gives you a bit of a neater finish, and it looks nice, doesn't it? It does look nice. Okay, and then carry on as before. So it gets easier again once you're on the straight. Carry on taking this round the corner. So it depends what look you want. Now I like to also use string, different string, or you know, you can get vintage twine. There's a shop near us, I've noticed at the minute, they've got a load of vintage twine, which I'll go and have a look at, and I like to couch with that. So that gives you a fabulous look, going round like a pinwheel as well. Right then, nearly done. I heard my thumb crack then. That wasn't pleasant. Oh. Oh, I'm going to do some more of these. I've forgotten how much I love them. Right, so there we have it. Bit more done to our wraparound slow stitch piece. So we've done some lovely French knots there with viscose ribbon, and we've used one of my handmade edges, and we've wrapped it round in a pinwheel and couched it down. So thank you so much for joining us. Let me know if you'd like me to show you how to do those. Don't forget to check out the roundy thingies finishing off the slow stitching, the fast flow stitching, sorry. And we'll see you next video. Take care. Bye for now.